Greetings loyal subscribers and honoured guests. So now it's time for part 3 of my June pickups, which will be PlayStation consoles. I've got some PS5, PS4 and PS3 stuff to show you today. So let's get on with it. So the first couple are PS5. This is the newest game I've got out of this lot, and this is Ghostwire Tokyo. And this is a game I am quite interested in. I've played a very short amount, but I want to play more. So let's have a look at the trailer quickly. Yeah, so this is the latest game from Tango Gameworks. Is that right? Sounds about right. But it's the development studio that was set up by Shinji Mikami, and published games under Bethesda, who are also under Microsoft now, I suppose. But this is part of their honouring their agreement that they already had with PlayStation, was to put out Ghostwire Tokyo on PS5 exclusively, and PC I guess, but for probably a year, and then it will come to Xbox. But for now it's just a PS5 console exclusive. And it's a sort of first-person action RPG set in Tokyo, where this mysterious fog has swept in and has killed off most of the populace, and now they're left as ghosts. And your main character actually dies right at the start of the game in some horrific accident, and is then sort of possessed and brought back to some semi-state of life by a spirit, and then you have to go and basically kill all the evil creatures that are roaming around the city of Tokyo, and free the trapped souls, and try and defeat the big bad. So yeah, it's got some really nice graphics, and I don't think it was a huge success when it came out, but people who've played it do really like it. So yeah, that's Ghostwire. The other PS5 game I've got this time is another RPG called Astra Ascending, and this is another one that I've played about an hour on Game Pass months and months ago actually, but I wanted to get a physical copy, so let's have a look. So this is sort of a very nicely drawn HD but 2D style game, where it's all side-scrolling really, you can see here, and there's a whole huge range of interesting characters that get added to your party. I'm not really too sure what the overall plot is. I can't remember the details because it was been a fair few months since I tried it out, but it is a sort of turn-based battle system, as you can see here. It reminds me a little bit of Battle Chasers Night War, but not quite the same as that. But yeah, I do need to get stuck into it more. But I've got quite a big pile of RPGs just waiting for me to play, so this gets added to the pile, and that, as you'll see in a moment, that pile is just getting bigger. So it's very hard to find the time to play all these RPGs, but I do like to sort of hoard them, I suppose, because you never know when one of these RPGs is going to sort of become rarer and expensive. So if you pick them up when it's cheap, even if you don't have time to play them right away, then years down the line you've got them, and you don't have to worry about spending 200 quid on something like that. So that's really why I pick them up when I haven't got the time to necessarily play them right away. But anyway, let's go back to Big Dave. So now we're switching over to the PS4 stuff, with more JRPGs. This one is called Crystar, and it's a bit of an odd game. So let's have a look at that. Now, I'm not too sure about certain aspects of this game at the moment. The story is pretty, I don't know, nonsensical, and the characters just keep on talking for over an hour at the start of the game, so you just want to get stuck into the actual gameplay and see what the gameplay loop actually is. And I did eventually get there, and it's sort of quite a basic action RPG hack and slash sort of roguelike, really, where you roam the randomly generated floors, killing all the monsters and just trying not to die. But it's got a very, I'd say the graphics are nice actually, and it looks good on the PS5 with the super smooth performance from the extra power, and it's a curious game. I might be fond of it if I get further and get past all the heavy story stuff that really bogs down the first hour or so. But it's a bit too slow to get started, I think. And the combat at the moment seems nothing really special. I'd imagine as you level up your character and get more abilities and stuff, it'll get a bit more interesting, but right at the start it's just sort of your standard light attack, heavy attack, special attack combo that so many other games have already done. So it wasn't very expensive. I think it was a tenner, so I don't regret picking it up really, but I don't know whether it's very high up my priority order to play it really, but I will delve deeper eventually. So that's Crystar. So the next one is called Digimon Story Cybersleuth Hacker's Memory. So this is a Digimon game, but it's a spin-off from the sort of normal Digimon games, which are, as you might have surmised, a lot similar to Pokemon. But this one, the Cybersleuth sub-series, has a lot more emphasis on story and characters, and less on the monsters, although the monsters do play a part in it. Cybersleuth was the first game which I have got digitally and haven't played a lot of, and now this one, Hacker's Memory, is a direct sequel to the original Cybersleuth, and it's another full story. So I do want to play these games actually. I think they look really nice, and they're very highly rated by people who play them, and they say they're really addictive and the story's good. So I am actually quite interested in playing this one. I'm set for stuff to play at the moment because I'm working on Nostalgia on the DS at the moment, and then I've got Wild Arms 5 afterwards, which I probably won't even get to this month, but maybe in a month or two down the line I might start playing the first Cybersleuth properly. It's out of all the stuff that I picked up this month, it's fairly high up on my interest level to actually play properly. So keep an eye out for a review, I guess, if I play and finish the first Cybersleuth, not the sequel, because I've got to play them in order. So now we have Turrican Flashback. So let's have a look. When this Turrican Flashback collection first came out, I wasn't overly keen on it, to be honest, for a couple of reasons. Because there's a much bigger Turrican collection in 2 volumes that only came out, I think it's through Limited Run, and that's got way more Turrican games included on it. And this is like a cut down version of that with only 4 Turrican games. And the Turrican games that I really remember and loved playing were the Commodore 64 versions, and they're nowhere to be seen. But it does have the Amiga version of Turrican 1 and Turrican 2, which are arguably the best games in the series, although Mega Turrican and Super Turrican are also surprisingly good, that I've discovered, because played all 4 of these for a little while, just to see how the emulation was and how the controls were mapped and everything. And yeah, they've done a good job, I think, of bringing these old games over. None of it is a sort of modern update. It's literally the old games just brought into a new collection. So and it's a bit of a shame that Super Turrican 2 is missing. That might be in the Mega Collection that I was talking about, but I'm not sure. But anyway, that's Turrican Flashback. So now we have another sort of modern remake of an old game. This is Poki and Rocky Reshrined, and this is one I was really looking forward to. So let's have a look at the trailer for that. Poki and Rocky is a game that I had on my Super Nintendo back in the day. I actually had the American cartridge because I was a bit fussy about playing NTSC versions of SNES games because they ran faster and looked better than their PAL counterparts. So I got hold of a NTSC SNES, and this was one of the cartridges I had. And I absolutely loved it. I would put many hours into playing this, and I actually got really good at it. And from my memory, I actually finished it. But that could be my memory playing tricks on me, and that I actually had a cheat and just cheated to the end. But I could get a fair way, even if I couldn't finish it all to the end, just by my own skill. But those skills have really gone away in the meantime. Yeah, but those skills have eroded. My reaction times are a lot slower, and I'm not very good at this reshrined version, which is it starts off very similar to the SNES game, but as you get further into the levels, they bring in new ideas, and there's a lot more characters than there were in the original Poki and Rocky. There was just the 2 main characters originally. But as you play through the story mode in Reshrined, you get 3 more characters that all play slightly differently, and then you unlock them for free play mode after that. So yeah, it's a cool game, and I was surprised to see it on CEX already, like I was surprised to see KO the Kangaroo, because it's another brand new game that somebody's already traded in. But so I was able to get that with my credit. It was on my radar to pick up anyway. In fact, I had it pre-ordered on Amazon for the Switch, but then I cancelled that pre-order when I found it on CX and I could use my credits. So we're on to the last thing for this part, and it's the one PS3 game I've added to my collection, and this is called Quantum Theory, and I picked this up because Gabbo from Pixel Game Squad mentioned on somebody's video. I can't remember if it was a Pixel Game Squad video or a Retro Rick or Gaming Off the Grid, but he appeared on somebody's video and he showed off this and said it was a good game. So I picked it up on his recommendation. So let's have a look at the trailer. So this game, as I found out when I tried it for a bit, is essentially a complete rip-off of Gears of War, but made by Tecmo, and it did come out on the Xbox as well. Actually, I didn't realise that when I bought it, but yes, it's a third-person cover shooter, and even down to the sort of muscular characters and the colour palette is ripped straight from Gears of War, really. So, but it's probably not as good as Gears of War. I need to play it more to see what I think of it, really. Yeah, it seems alright. It was very, very cheap, so I don't really regret picking this one up. I did find out that it is part of PS Plus, what's it called? Premium. So you can stream the PS3 version just through there, which is actually how I played it. I was too lazy to turn my PS3 on and put the disc in, so I just checked out the first 45 minutes or so on streaming, and it worked pretty well. There can be some lag sometimes if the internet connections get running a bit slow, but yeah, it seems alright. Not as good as Gears, as I said, but not terrible either. So yeah, I'll have to put some more time into that again, like most of these games that I'm showing you. But yeah, that brings this part to an end. So I'm not going to show all of this trailer because there's about 3.5 minutes of it. So let's just switch back to the big cam. Yeah, so like I said, that's the end of part 3. So I've got one more part to come, and that will be all devoted to Xbox stuff. So yeah, thank you for watching once again, and yeah, see you on the next one. And in the meantime, take care.